How you guys doing today? My name is Evan. Welcome to Fifth Third Trading. Today is Wednesday, April 28th. I just looked. I'm looking again. I always mess it up. If you're new here, once again, my name is Evan. I'm the owner, operator, sole proprietor, owner, overlord of Fifth Third Trading, and my affiliate, 9to5 Trader Discord. If you're new, welcome. New kid. I'm going to show you all the great stuff you need to know about technicals. Some folks call me John Stonkton. Some folks call me Chef Boyer Swing. Some folks call me Bruce Swingstein. Other folks call me really annoying, and all four are correct. I'm going to show you supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, volume profile, that's always cool, RSI, stochastic, and vortex indicator. These 8 things that I go through every single day is what I focus. These technicals are going to show you what a good value is, what a good purchase is, what a good confirmation is, whatever you want to see in a stock. It's really going to show you some clarity. No one else does this. I need to be clear. I need this with all my heart. If you make clickbait bullshit, leave. I really don't want you here. If your whole entire thumbnail is like this, go. If anyone who clicked on my stupid what's a banana cost $10 meme, you stay. I like you. You can stay. The rest of y'all, get the hell out of here. I want you. I'm so anti-hype. I'm so anti-clickbait. I'm so pro proper due diligence and such a proponent of getting into stocks before they blow up. I want to find the next NIO. I want to find the next FCell. I want to find the next Tesla. I do not want to get on Tesla now. I'm sorry. Even if your mom's middle name is Tesla. Oh, no, I'm kidding. So, if this sounds good to you, like, subscribe to the bell notification, stay around for a while, take a seat. Put on the big screen. Put on the big screen to your wife, watch it, make some spaghetti, watch my show. If you really enjoy this kind of content, 7-day trial for my Discord still available. I'm not that pressed about it. If no one else wants to join, I have 350 folks. We're having a good time. Okay, we're having a good time. I think today the big one was NXC. We called it a while ago, and boy, let me tell you, we were over here. Everyone's watching it. It's up almost 7% in one day, and I know usually that's not the biggest gains, but again, when you have such good consistency, everyone else is freaking out. We're over here printing. You can come check it out. There's no point in joining now. It's $4.28. You get charged by the month. You join the next 3 days, you may get charged twice. That's stupid. I'm not a kind of guy who wants to get the most money. I'm going to get the most value for people. It's the kind of relationship I want to have. So you want to join, wait till May 2nd. All right, let the people who were here for a month pay. Let the new folks get charged. And then when May 2nd comes, join. You'll get a whole month free. If you really hate it, quit and then don't come back. That's totally fine. But I'm not here to charge people for shit that they don't need. I'm here to charge people for shit for 3 days. That's so stupid. 7-day trial is fine. Join May 2nd if you want to. Otherwise, I don't want the animals joining until then. That's not how this works. Last 2 things to mention. One is that I'm really, really good at what I do. But you need to do your own due diligence. I know that some people, their mommy and daddy never taught them. No. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Don't buy my tickers I call without your own research. This is a watch list show. This is not buy everything that I call show. No. Lastly, I am prime A1 steak tartare, the greatest, at 3 to 15 day swings. I'm so good at this. I'm not even, again, not hyping myself up. I'm really good at this. Ask anybody who watches me. Shit's valid. Okay? But I draw the line there. The swinging is what I'm good at. Day trading, worthless. Long-term investing, close to worthless. Crypto, worthless. Options, almost worthless. You say Iron Condor to me, I think of a dope band name, not a strategy. So again, I should be one pillar, one foundational piece of your stock and investment education. If there's someone else you really enjoy who's really, really good, please, go watch them too. Go watch the Charlies, the Rickies, the Rainers. Go watch Tommy, whatever the names are. AJ, NSYNC, that kind of Backstreet Boys joke. Kevin, we all know that, the little one Brian was the best, right? You want to go watch them too, please do. Go Patreon, everybody. This is not an exclusionary and rivalrous good. All right, that's an econ term. You can watch this video, and guess what? Other people can watch this video. And then you can also go watch other videos and read other materials. I read books all the time about this stuff, right? I like other authors and stuff. It's fine. So again, you want to do swing trading? I'm really good. You want to do multiple things? I'm not really good at multiple things. With that being said, 7. 7 great trades today. Let's look at them real quick. We got about a 30-minute video today. Great episode. Let's get into it. So above us, as always, right there, are our 7 stocks we're going to watch today. A lot of these are new. NURO I've been watching for a while. Same with VRSN, I've actually called months ago, and now we're going to short it. That's going to be really fun to see what it looks like. This is what's really funny, is if you're going in these trading groups, you're like, oh god, SPY is going crazy. Yeah, is it? It's just, you know, it's about 0.48% of a change, and it's nothing too crazy. It's down 0% today. So that's not the most Discord-y, Facebook-y thing ever all time. There you go. Everyone's freaking out. It moved 0% today. That's kind of why I made no calls on my live show or my Discord for the macro movements, because nothing ever moved today. It's melting up and down. There's no movement going on. It's really funny. But 7 great stocks today. Let's get into it. Our first one's ATCO. You can't spell taco without these letters. That makes it magical. You're probably thinking, where are the lines? Well, if you're new here, you probably are. If you're a veteran here, welcome back, baby. Let's do these together so you know what they all mean. First is our support lines. These are going to be white. That's a nice white thick line with 2 C's. This is going to be our first resistance. I make my resistances orange. Now you may be like thinking, you know, oh, it's not really, you know, this should be farther apart. Like maybe your support's down here. No, we don't do any of these massive moves. We're very realistic on the show. We don't lie to ourselves. This is what we're working with. A trend line will be a golden channel. Bada boom, bada bing. Look at that mother trucking thing. Now you can keep it. You can keep it a line. I keep mine usually a channel. And someone asked me today on Reddit while I do this. And again, to Reddit, what's up? Unless you're from Wall Street Bets, then Teddy Town. But the reason I do the channel is that when I hit, I usually make about the size of the candle that it's near, to about 2 or 3%. I have a pretty good eye for that. Because once it hits the top line, I can then be on high alert to buy in, but I'm not going to rush in. And once it hits the bottom, that's my alert for it holding or breaking the trend. So it gives me a really good idea of like scaling in, like a buy at the top, buy at the bottom, or buy at the top, wait for it to come back up, buy at the top again. You know, there's a bunch of scaling things you can do with it. There's a bunch of great things, but it really just gives you some room. To think that supports, resistances, trend lines, or lines and not areas is foolish and a beginner mistake that most folks will never talk about. You also need to find a resistance trend line. I think it's important to see that we have, obviously, some form of lower highs across the board. Now, they don't add up perfectly, okay, but it is important just to note that we do have a higher area. And as of recently, they've been lower, so let's make that nice and perfect. It doesn't really hit 3 times. That's my usual rule, is 3 times hitting. So it's like, it's a bit high here, right? I want to make it perfect. There we go. See, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5. It's really respecting this line, making a nice big triangle. The last thing we're going to add is our volume profile. This is where 70% of the volume happens. Right here. This is a pane right here where that line is. And down. This whole area that's going to be with a checkered white line. This is where almost all the volume happens. Being above it's not good or bad. Being below it's not good or bad. But it's a nice indication to you of where price action has been previously. And we could also put our POC. This is a very gravitational volume node. It's the highest volume node. Most action wants to be in this node. Now, the node is this whole big D-shaped thing, or this big pillar, but this main pillar itself is the POC itself. So it's a strong support, strong resistance, and it's gravitational. There that is, bada boom, bada bing. That's what our charts look like. We also then can add the name, so I don't forget ATCO, because I'm prone to do that. Bada boom, bam, wham. Thank you, man, Black Betty. Bam, bam. All right, so this is a really good looking chart. One thing I want to note is that we can see if this does line up. You can see it doesn't perfectly line up. All right, it doesn't perfectly line up, but this is a very beautiful channel up, wedge up, triangle. Either way, it's a very bullish setup. And the reason I love these kinds of setups is we look at the S&P, same shape. Russell 2000, same shape. NASDAQ, same shape. ATCO, same shape. I am trading with the pattern. I'm trading with the indexes. Now, if the indexes start to go horizontal, I'll probably focus more horizontal plays. And that's a very basic thing most beginners don't do. They see a stock tanking, and they're like, oh, sick, a good deal. If the stock is tanking and everything else is up, shouldn't that be a concern to some extent, right? So ATCO fits the mold for me. It's a nice triangle. I think the prime buy-in has to be in here. I think some of y'all could buy it here, and you can bet the extra 2.5% and be just fine with the risk management strategy, because it breaks all this. You get rid of it, right? And maybe your support's down here. That's fine too. But for me, who likes value, I need to see it get into this channel. From here, 5% up, 2% down makes it 2 to 1. We break out, keep running, And I mean, it does this, but look, it does this. All right, there's a triangle right there. It does this. There's no triangle right there. Right? It does these little, you know, lower highs, higher lows kind of shit all the time. So ATCO, it checks out for a good play. One thing to note, if I come over here, what's this? Earnings. Earnings. So in about a week you have earnings. Run it up before that. Hold through it. It's up to you. I would never hold through earnings with a play like this for how happy it is. But it could go well. It could go bad. Historically, it went well. Historically, it went well. So I'm not overly nervous, but again, I don't like holding through earnings. Just a preference. Let's check the indicators. What's so cool about this channel, besides me, is that the most aggressive kiss on YouTube right there. Like, what's up, cutie? No, but I don't check indicators. I have no idea what the 200 EMA is doing, what the 50 EMA is doing, what the 10 EMA is doing. I have no idea what the stochastic, vortex, or RSI are doing. No idea. I'm gonna go through this with you live so you can see what I see in real time and see how it changes the perception. I would never put indicators over price action. One more time. You should never put indicators over price action. Noob. Indicators should enforce or reinforce your already hypothesis about these charts. So if you think it's a good value and they all say it's a good value, well, you're probably on the right track. So let's go through these together real quick. So ATCO, it's been riding the 50. It's been consolidating. So consolidation is a good sign for a triangle, which I think it is. Stocks can do three things: consolidate, ascend, descend. Most ascensions and descensions come after a consolidation period. Most consolidations with triangles, you're gonna see the EMA line goes right down the middle. And so you see this triangle forming, where's 50? Right down the middle. That's a good sign. The 200 is also curling off, showing some form of consolidation. They're not really giving us much for value or confirmation here, so use it as an indication the triangle does seem to be forming. RSI could be lower, but I mean, this whole area has been the same, so not overly worried about this. But if there is a breakout, it may be hampered by how much energy it can get, or how good the price is based on RSI. It may get up a little bit, 30 points higher, 30 pips higher. That's probably about it. The stochastic -40 where you want it, I gotta see it curl north. I gotta see some life, but again, it's curled north and made a full move here and moved up what, 4.5%. So you're not gonna see mega big moves until you get a breakout, but 4.5% for a worst case scenario is pretty good. And again, the vortex is consolidating. We want to see the bulls down here. In reality, you want to see the bullish green line down here and the bearish red line up here. That's the best sign for value. And then when they cross, you can continue to hold. So ATCO, I see a lot of upside. I really do. But the earnings and the lack of value and clarity make me a bit nervous. I would give it 2 or 3 days, right? If Jerome Powell and Biden don't mess everything up, and again, not being political, but that's just how everyone who trades stocks knows these things do affect it. And if Biden's 1.8 trillion education plan, if Biden's 2 years of free tuition comes in, and ATCO is connected to that, or needs are connected to it, you may see a huge influx of volume away or to it. So again, I need more clarity before I can pull the trigger on ATCO myself. But again, watch this. It is a good pick. So next is EYE. You're probably thinking, why am I going to go long here? I'm not. Stupid. Hold on. No. What's up? So EYE is our first short of the day. But why are you shorting? Well, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell have not broken their long-term resistances. I'm going to show you. The S&P has not broken this trend line, and it's very high up there. That's worrisome. The Russell 2000 has yet to break this resistance. The NASDAQ has yet to break this resistance. I am very long-term bullish, but we have to admit, in this kind of market setting, there's going to be some prime opportunities to short. If everything comes crashing down, you better be able to know how to make money in every single market. As we get higher up there, I'm going to start throwing more shorts in just because I think these have a lot of possibilities. The last one that I call was CNC, and wouldn't you know, it just shit the bed completely. So it's exactly what you want to see. Doing really good stuff there. I think EYE has a very similar setup. Go to the 10-year, right? It's never gotten higher. These are all-time highs. That's not really where you want to buy a stock for value. Is at all-time highs here. It's showing confusion, right? Big old leg, big old leg. It has no idea where it wants to go. So this is a great play for risk versus reward. With a short, you must use a stop loss. I don't care, or a stop buy. It doesn't matter. Limit buy. But you need to have something. If you get caught holding a bag for a short, you are fugged with 3 Gs. So I think a good stop loss, 3%, let it get all-time highs. All right, it gets all-time highs. It has higher highs. fuck it, move on. There's other ones you can short. But this is a really good look. To our first support, 6%. You're risking 3 for 6 off the bat, 2 to 1. You can get, you have lower lows, macro style, lower highs. To think that we can't get back down here is a little bit foolish. To think we're going to is also foolish. EYE makes a lot of sense to short, in my opinion. It broke this long-term trend line that was beautiful. Is running it up, broke it. So, I mean, I wouldn't put all my eggs in a shorting basket. But if you think that the S&P is coming down, the NDXG is coming down, EYE makes a whole lot of sense. Let's check the indicators. So transversely, we want the EMA lines to be above, or to be above us as resistances, but again, they're below us. So these are going to act as supports. We do not want these to be near us. If we get close to the 50, if it does come down, be prepared to sell because it may bolster it up. You can see how it bounces off the 50. If it does come down and hits here and starts to show some life, don't short it, get out, and you can go long if you want to, because I may line up with the support perfectly. Keep going long, make some more money. 200 is kind of irrelevant down here. Overbought where you want it, overbought, oversold. EYE, it checks all the boxes of a short in my book, but again, if you're not going to be a good risk manager, don't touch this shit. If you are not dedicated enough, if you don't have the patience and the aptitude and the system to have short stop losses and have unemotions, shorting is not going to be for you. Buy a bear ETF like LabD and go knock yourself out, lose money that way. But do not ever get caught holding bag shorting. Do not do it. Next is MDXG, Mimedix Group, really well-known name. Kmart, Walmart, Mimedix, all great stuff here. We can see that my jokes are bad today. An obvious wedge that was forming and it broke out. Interesting, because now we have a very clear resistance trend line. We can see it has a nice coming down. It's coming down, looking nice. The real sign for strength for MDXG will be when it finally breaks above this resistance trend line. And again, you're probably thinking, why would you buy early? Well, it has a history. Look at it comes down, broke it, consolidated, took off. Came down, broke it, consolidated, took off. Came down, broke it, took off. So it does this. But there's one difference here. Schmernings. What happened over here? Earnings. What do I do? Shit the bed. What's it doing? Shit in the bed. What's it do afterwards? Come back up. What are you going to play on? That coming back up. So it seems like MDXG has constant overreactions with earnings. Doesn't matter what it is, and I hope we can play off of that. Now, this may have been a run-up to earnings, which is a very valid point, and then it sold out. So this may have been the overreaction that we already missed, but again, that gives us some more consistency, less choppiness. That's not a very bad thing. This is a bit high for me. Let's check the indicators. I want to get in closer to 1035, but let's check the indicators. If there's like an EMA line involved at 250, it may switch my mind. So just like that, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. This is a perfect looking 200 EMA play. Bounce, 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 bounce. Looking great. This is a good place to buy because you can use this as your stop loss. Now 6.5% is a lot. Our reward would be technically 4.5 until we break above it. So again, you have to ask yourself, do you think the macro uptrend is going to win, or is the micro downtrend going to win? And you may be like, well, obviously the macro. Never be sure of yourself. Never ever be sure of yourself. You have to be more of a contrarian than anything. Every time you start getting more sure of yourself, more overconfident, over euphoric, you're going to have problems. I think it's smart to buy into value. I think it's also smart to wait for some form of confirmation. It's going to be on you to decide what you want to do. But the second you start lying to yourself and fitting circle boxes into square holes, you're going to have a problem. So I think this is a good value, not great. I think a crossover in the 50 is too far away. This one may be one that I wait on personally, but if you see value in it, fantastic. I think it's still a great pickup. If it does dip to like 1035, day is all over it. RSI low, stock should be a little bit lower. Okay, down here would have been perfect, right? But even over here, it's lower than it was over here, right? And it's curling north, plenty of room to run up. That's a good sign. Bulls are low, could be lower. Bears are high, could have been a little bit higher. MDXG, we hit the C. If we get a crossover, yeah, ride that crossover and the vortex up. And what I mean is when we get above, like when this crosses right here green, go for it. If this crosses right here and goes green, go for it. Right? So this crosses and you want to wait for that form of confirmation, that's a great sign of confirmation. Stochastic going, good sign too. MDXG, it's in the middle. I think it's a fantastic pickup nonetheless. I just think that for me personally, I need a bigger sign of validation with more reward or better value. Next is NURO, a tiny company. NURO Matrix. You gotta do your research on this one. If you do not do fundamentals, it's on you when you get burned. Don't come crying to me, because if you sue me, you're not gonna get anything because I'm broke anyways. So, just kidding. But so, I hide it all in my mattress and gold bars. No. So NURO is a really beautiful triangle that's forming. Once, twice, 3, 4. Really good trend line. Once, this is a bit of a stretch, twice, 3 times. But again, you can even come over here, cut out the wicks a little bit, and it's still a very valid looking triangle with higher lows on the macro scale. Now, it's making some life. It's trying to fight. It's like, I want to live here. That's a great sign. Now, this is a good amount of risk. 6-7% you can take on. But a full move to the trend line is 20. So, I mean, if you have faith in this kind of triangle setup, NURO makes a whole lot of sense. Now, for me, with earnings, it just ran down. If this was the this reaction, an overreaction may come right back up. Look at this. Oh, shit, overreaction, right back up. Oh, God, that's not that bad, came right back up. So if that's the case, also makes a whole lot of sense. But if this is not done running its course, if it had really bad earnings, it could break this whole thing, come down to easily come see 252, even come all the way down to maybe even like 208. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't just go off of this. Do your own due diligence. But NURO makes a whole lot of sense right here. Let's check the indicators. So the EMA lines are above it. What's this mean? Both the 50 and the 200 are going to be resistances moving forward until we get back over them. The key to this is that your short-term price target needs to be around those 2 lines. Whatever one respects the most, have your short-term price target based on that. So it seems to really respect, let's go back, the 50, bouncy bounce, bouncy bounce, bouncy bounce, but it also very strongly respects the 200. You can see it hit the 50, what did it do? It died. So in the meantime, your short-term price target should be about 5%. If it hits this and starts to die off, it wouldn't be stupid to take profits, let it die back down, and buy back in. But macro scale, it cannot break above the 200 and hold. If you're going to try and go for more than 14%, you're being a bit foolish. So make sure you have that in the back of your head while you're planning your price targets for the stock. RSI is fair. It's fair. Could be a little bit lower, but, you know, we're talking about 4 or 5%. Playing it run up, that's not terrible. Stochastic, again, it's pointed south, and it's fair. And then we may see a bit of a pullback. Then, of course, bears and bulls are both low. We're waiting for some volume. Whoever has the more volume the next few days will probably win this battle and push up to the 200 or the 50 or break the whole thing down. NURO, it makes a whole lot of sense. Technically, it truly does. But I want to see some more confirmation with some volume, or I want to see a better value myself. PII is next. Polaris. Yeah, Polaris, right? This is a great one because I'm baking some time in. Polaris is not ready. I would not buy Polaris tomorrow myself. I think we have another 2, 3, 4 days, and that's what's great because I have time to research this. If the market pulls back further, great. This should be in the top of your list. If the market goes up tomorrow and this takes off without us, fuck it, we missed it, and that's okay. PII, I think this dotted line is a better support if it continues to pull down, because if it does, the earnings play keeps coming down like, oh God, earnings. Oh God, it hurts. We're so broke. It hits around here. This is probably where it's going to reverse that off an earnings play, and that's the case. Now we have a whole bunch of room to run up to our first resistance, and so that's really good. We can also duplicate our channel here. Does it line up? It lines up okay. It doesn't line up perfectly, though, and that should be a little bit of a concern, because that means that's definitely some form of a wedge. See? It's definitely wedging in some way, shape, or form. So when it comes to long-term price targets, going for like up here makes no sense, but going for, 12, 13% on a full move, you want to wait that long, does make some sense. But PII, earnings overreaction, let it come down to us. We gotta be patient. It may do some fake outs. You see how it sometimes does that. It's like, oh God, I'm running back up now. We're good. Nope. Oh God, we're growing. Nope. Then oh, here we go. So it has some fake out candles. Don't get lost in the sauce. PII makes a lot of sense in a few days. Let's check the indicators. So it just broke the 50. If you want to wait for it to come back over the 50 for a sign of confirmation, that's fine. But again, I think your reward will be about 4.5%. If that's all you want, great. The 200 is a good area of value, but it doesn't get near it, so I'm not going to consider anything. It's just showing a good angle here. But this is a good value. When we see a big green candle, that'll be a good sign of a reversal. Then you can go from that off of value. RSI is almost perfect. It's exactly where you want it. Maybe a tad bit lower. This is good. Stock is low. A tiny bit lower. We're good. Bears, I need a bit higher. Bulls a bit lower. So I think PII, again, it has 2 days of downtrending. Let it come down to us. Once the bulls are down here, bears are up here, and stock is down to about -40 and some change, -50, then we can talk business. It looks really good. It just needs a day. So I said, hey, TTEK looks pretty good. And wouldn't you know, that's what I saw, and now it's doing this. So that's a bit upsetting that we may have missed the move, but I mean, I called it. That's pretty cool. So earnings seems to be doing fine. What I would do at this point, and I can go over the indicators, it doesn't make sense right here. is it's the whole shit show. So what I would do is I would definitely wait for it to pull back. There's maybe a overreaction here. If it keeps going, you missed it, whatever. But if this does pull back down to like 129, I would buy in. But TTEK, it's just too hot right now. The block is hot. I mean, it was a good call. I said it looks pretty good earlier. It's around 4% since then. It is what it is. I just don't miss. You know, it sucks that I'm so good at my job that, you know, I call shit 2 hours early and then it takes off. So TTEK was good. Hopefully it comes back down. Last and certainly not least is VRSN. This is a super obvious play. I had a friend on my Discord also talk to me. He's like, well, why do you see this? What do you think? And this is not hard. This is the most recent 3 years of VRSN. What's it do when it hits $220? It dies. It doesn't, I don't care. I don't know what else you want me to say. What do you think it's going to do? It hits this level and it dies. So why would you not just hope that it dies? This uptrend is way too steep. This is definitely way too steep. It does as often. What's it do? Oh, big run up. Oh shit. Hey, look at the big run up. Oh shit. Hey, look, it gapped up. Oh shit. Look at this big run up. Oh shit. So like, why would you not short it? It doesn't make any sense to me. If it runs up this hard and it hits the resistance again, short it. If this was reversed, if VRSN was JDST, would you not buy it? And look at that. I said, hey, it's gonna run up and ramp almost 12%. You're welcome. VRSN also is about 12% play. I think getting to about, you know, 6% down, which is probably halfway. Get about the POC, call it a day, get in, get out, bada boom, bada bing. Really easy read. Low risk. It comes back up, makes a higher high over here. You lose 2%, you get out, whatever. But super easy short. I mean, look at this. Lower low, lower low, lower low than over here, lower low. I mean, it's just coming down hard. Now, the price target is like up here. All right, so like there's a chance he gets higher eventually. But hopefully he does this one more time. We can buy back in and ride it all the way up. But VRSN, super easy short to read. Let's check the indicators. So realistically, we want to have the EMA lines above us, act as resistances. They're coming up as acting as supports. The 50 is going to be the big bastard we got to beat. It likes to bounce off the 50, but especially the 200 likes to bounce off of, which again is like 8% away, so why even worry about it, right? If it hits the 50 and starts to bounce, get out. That's fine. You got your money. You got 4 or 5%. Call it a day. But these will act as supports. We don't want that. Overbought, 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 undersold. So VRSN, a super easy short-term short, maybe like 7-8 days at most, 10 days, you get out. If it starts to run on you, get rid of it. Don't hold shorts. That's so stupid. Do not do it. And there you guys have it. 7 great stocks for the day. I think most of these have a lot more applicability into next Monday. I thought TTEK would have been perfect for the day. It already took off. It's kind of the plight of my business is when I see good stuff in the middle of the day. I got to put it in my Discord, but otherwise it takes off without us. ATCO looks good. I looks good as short. MDXG, NURO, PII, they all look really good. If you enjoy this kind of content, if you really enjoy anti-clickbait, anti-hype bullshit, this is the channel for you. If you're so sick of seeing this where people do this where they're like, if you hate this, don't click their shit anymore. Stop watching them. They're dumb. Watch me. Watch real ones. I print. Big facts. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, my dudes. Is it actually Wednesday? I gotta check. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. No, I'm kidding. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow for one last watch list into the week, then our Friday review. See you then.